Hello, YouTube and Honda Fit fans. I'm going to talk about the radio on a 2015 Honda Fit LX. 2015 Honda Fit comes with one of two options. You have a 5-inch stock radio on the LX or the base model, or you have a 7-inch, which fills this entire area on the EX and EXL model. The 7-inch also comes with touchscreen display, and it's hooked up with the lane watch camera on the right side mirror. And that's standard on the EX and EXL. What I have here is the LX model, which only has a 5-inch screen. It's not a touch screen, but it does have a whole lot of buttons around that basically lets you do whatever you want. To quickly go over all the buttons, here's your power button that turns on the radio and off, and your radio button that toggles between FM 1, 2, and AM 1, and your CD aux that toggles between a CD player, a USB player, and a Bluetooth player, which is basically connecting to your cell phone or any Bluetooth MP3 device that plays or streams songs through a Pandora kind of service, or just a straight MP3 player that's connected through Bluetooth to this head unit that can just stream the music. Now, these are the different sources. You have radio, FM, AM, CD player, USB, and Bluetooth. So that's what we have as inputs. Now, for each input, if you press the menu button, the menus slightly change. For example, in this radio, you see clock, scan, and settings. So you see the scan here. But if I put it in CD or USB, I hit menu, it says clock, play mode instead of scan, which you can go into and see different play modes. Scan folders, scan tracks, repeat one track, repeat one folder, randomly play all folders, randomly play all songs. So different types of things you can get into in the play mode. Now, getting back to the other buttons around here, right here, the speaker and the music button is basically the audio button. You hit that, you'll see the bass, treble, fade, and balance adjustment. And you also have the SVC. SVC just means when your car goes fast, the volume increases. Not very accurate based on your noise level, but it's something adjustable. You could have it mid, high, or low setting. So based on that, it'll increase the amplitude of the sound that's coming up based on how fast you're going. So that's all part of this little button over here with the music note icon and the speaker on top here. The phone icon up here is the button that connects you to Bluetooth. That just takes you through the Bluetooth setting. That's all. So now getting back to the menu, let's go back to the radio. And you hit the menu. Let's see all the options. You have adjust clock, scan, and settings. That's it. So adjust clock is straightforward. It's literally midnight now, so 12:37 and set. And that's it. That's all the setting for adjust clock. Scan, of course, everybody knows, with the radio, and it just scans every single channel. So I'm not gonna sit and wait for that. So let's skip that and go to settings. So here we have RDS setting. RDS setting is basically the radio text, and this is what you see right up here, where it says what station it is and what artist is playing at this point and all that. So that's what that particular setting means. You can turn that off if you don't like. The second option we have is the Bluetooth option. You hit that, you have two options within that. One is to add a new device. When you're starting it for the first time, you're pairing your phone This is what you'd use. You hit this and you go into your phone setting and you enable visibility on your phone and start the Bluetooth pairing process, and they both will see each other, and this will put a name, um, something like that, a number, and then that'll reflect on your phone, and then you do vice versa, and they both can be connected. It's just once you connect the device, then you set that device as the audio device, so you can stream anything from your phone through Bluetooth in the head unit. So there's a second option is what you use for that. So that's all the Bluetooth stuff. The third one is display adjustment. So display adjustment is nothing but the brightness for the screen itself. And you can increase the brightness and decrease. In this case, let me leave it a little bright for the video. And then you have the contrast. From what I can tell, it looks fine with the default setting, the black level. It kind of makes it look much more black when it's anyway, like I said, the default looks just fine. So you have a setting for rear camera. This is kind of important. It actually turns on and off the guidelines that you see when you back up the vehicle. So this can turn on and off that setting when you press this. So display change and wallpaper go hand in hand. Display change basically switches from audio to the wallpaper. At this point, it's in audio. Like, let me back up and show this is audio. It shows the entire screen with all the audio information. When it's on a CD or a USB, you'll see all the audio information popping up, and that's basically what that's basically what the display changes. When I switch it to wallpaper, I could set it as wallpaper. You put a picture into the radio and you can display that picture instead of all that text in the screen. So let's get back. Like I said, here's wallpaper. I'll skip it for now and I'll come back and show you how to load a wallpaper in here. You have color theme. Right now it's in blue, which is the default because everything else here is blue, and I feel that's appropriate to keep it blue. You can also turn it red, which is clearly not a red. It's kind of amberish red, but they do have an amber setting as well, which is not that different from the red. And of course you have a gray, which is pure black and white. All right, so these are the settings. The screen is not as crisp as the 7-inch screen, so it's kind of grainy, and that's the color theme. Let's change it black to blue, which is what I like. All right, then you have language. You have English and French and Spanish. I don't know anything other than English, so that's fine. Then you have clock format, which is the 12-hour clock or the 24-hour clock, which basically reflects up here. That's it. So that's all the menu, guys. We have all the settings for this. There's nothing complicated in these menus. You just go one by one. The only two complicated process is the pairing process for Bluetooth and to do the wallpaper into the screen. I'm going to show how to load a wallpaper on this 2015 Honda Fit on a 5-inch screen. This is the LX model, so we have a 5-inch screen here, not the 7-inch, but I believe the process is almost the same for both the models. So in order to load the wallpaper, you hit menu when you are in radio or whatever, and you go to settings, and then you go to wallpaper. Wallpaper and display change goes hand in hand. I'll go ahead and show it. You hit wallpaper and you go and select an image out of the USB. Just to recap here, you need to have a USB thumb drive plugged in to the auxiliary USB input right next to the cigarette lighter of this car. and make sure you preload the USB with few images. This Honda takes up to 3 images, so you can load up to 3 wallpapers in that USB drive. Most say that the screen resolution is 800 by 480, and from my experience and playing around with this with different aspect ratios and resolutions of these images, I believe if you want to get a proper fit of your wallpaper in this screen, you should use 854 by 480. And I tried importing a bunch of files in different resolutions, and 854 by 480 seems to be the best fit. So let's get to it. If I hit select, the only option I have at this point is clock, because I haven't loaded any image into these image 1, 2, 3 spaces yet. So let's go back and do import, and that'll import directly from my USB. So I have one image that's 100 by 100 resolution. I hit that and it doesn't load because it's too small for the screen. And I have one image that's 800 by 480, which will load, but from my experience, there's a little black spot on this side and this side. So I'm going to import 854 by 480. So this copies the image from the drive into the actual head unit when I press OK on this one. So you just keep pressing. So that's it. So image 2 now has my 854 by 480 image, which you saw, which is just a picture of this car. So when it says image 2 has been saved, you go to select. Now you'll see you have the choice to select the clock or the image you just saved in whatever location out of the 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to select that as the wallpaper image and go back. And if I keep going back, I'll still won't see the wallpaper in the back. That's because you have to get into the menu, settings, and you go to the display change. Like I said, once you do the wallpaper, you need to go to the display change and change the display from audio to wallpaper. And that puts the wallpaper right on the screen. The good thing is it clears up everything other than the clock. I don't know if you can see the clock. It's in white, so it's not that visible. Might be able to see there. Okay, right there. So it takes out everything other than the clock. But once you start pressing any button, it brings up the menu or the top bar with all the necessary information of what's playing and if the track is changing or anything of that sort. So that's how you load a wallpaper into 2015 Honda Fit and other Hondas with the same 5-inch screen. Thank you guys for watching.